Welcome to African Chess Lounge videos. In this video we're going to be focusing on our chess treasure map guideline, where we have 5 principles to guide us in the opening and 5 principles in the middle game, and 20 principles in the middle game and then 20 principles in the end game. The basic idea being to get a student to apply basic principles to such an extent that he can navigate himself out in complicated positions. So we take this position from move number 22. It's between 2 under 8 girls from the World Youth 2015. The one playing white is Gauzowska and the one playing black is Ivanova Daliana. The level of the game, the quality is quite high actually. Anyway, in the next move, white played rook e1 here. Much better was to play perhaps rook e2. It would be much more accurate and consistent. And after rook e8 to play bishop e3, and then when you've powered up, offer this exchange. You see, in this position the bishop is a much better piece than the knight, because the knight doesn't have a square at all to go to, whereas the bishop can freely roam in this kind of position. Also, having pawns on both sides makes the position much more superior because you can move faster from one end to the other. Anyway, in the game, the girl played rook e1. This just means you have to work a bit harder to, get to the ideal position, and black has a bit of leeway here to cause problems for white. Okay, and queen g4 is not an appropriate move in this kind of positions. Black usually has sort of the freedom to move his pieces because the extra pawn that white has blocks his pieces. Okay, so queen g4, the threat is to play here knight to h4, check, and then perhaps knight f3, causing problems for white. So white played king f1. Maybe better was to play king h1 because the attack starting with h5 doesn't really work here after queen e2, and the d pawn being a passed pawn will cause problems for black. So king f1 just gives too much play for black. Here black makes a mistake. Knight e7 is not a good move. In the endgame, it's important to activate pieces according to their value. For instance, queens before rooks, rooks before bishop and knights, and so on. So in this case it was wise to activate the rooks before activating the knight. When black plays knight e7, his idea is to bring the knight to d5, which is a very good square for the knight. But much better, okay, you'll see what's wrong with this move. Much better was to play rook e4 immediately, and if a5, then just locking the queen side. And here you've got multiple threats coming, because that's a check, and then rook h4, and if bishop e3, check, and black has gotten his pawn back with a better position. So knight e7 does not offer as much counterplay as rook e4 would have offered, for instance. So here play knight e7, and white correctly played queen d1. Okay, so this follows the principle that when you are ahead in material in the end game, if you are 1 or 2 pawns ahead, exchange pieces but not pawns. So this pushes the queen away at best, and prepares to put the white queen on a better square. So after queen h3, check, king g1, queen d5, white plays queen d5, queen f3, getting the queen on the right side just in time. Now knight e3 is a mistake. This is a basic mistake. Maybe it's better to be stubborn with a tougher defense like queen d7, holding the knight in a good square, but don't exchange pieces. It violates that golden principle. If you are 1 or 2 pawns behind, exchange pawns, not pieces. So queen d7 maybe would have been better. Knight e3 was played instead, and now rook e3, queen. In this position, white is simply a pawn up. a5. The idea being, okay, now if you play, say, if you play here b5, now rook e1, h5, take. In this position, white has a passed pawn, and the pawns on a6 are weak. Check. In a6, and now d5, and this is a winning position for white. But after a5, you play queen b5. This is probably even worse. Takes, because now this capture leaves you with these two weak pawns, one on a6, one on c4, isolated and in a position where they can be attacked. Correctly so, white 6 more exchanges, now attacking the weaknesses, and it's not possible to defend all of them. Okay, there was a winning move instantly here. Black could have played. It's a nice move, because the point is that rook e7, queen check is probably mating. It's mating actually. So he missed the winning shot here. Played queen f3, which is a waste of time. Play queen d7, queen g2, improving the position, probing for more weaknesses. Take. Exchanging is not good, but what can black do? Check. Offering my exchanges. Take. Hitting this soft spots. Okay, there's no way black can hold this position, and now take, and here eventually black lost, but this is quite obvious that in this position is getting lost. Okay, that's all on this video. I hope you got something out of it and you can apply it in your game.